It is the end of the road for the apologists of terror. The days of pampering criminals with fancy names like bandits or aggrieved fighters are officially over. If you have been following the security situation in Nigeria, you know that for years a certain narrative has been pushed, a narrative that tried to humanize those who kill, kidnap, and destroy. But today, Friday, December 19, 2025, President Bola Tinubu has shattered that table completely. Breaking news from the National Assembly confirms that the Commander-in-Chief has drawn a line in the sand that is redder than we have ever seen. In a thunderous speech while presenting the 2026 budget proposal, President Tinubu didn't just vow to crush criminals, he officially designated the armed gangs terrorizing the North, the very groups that Sheikh Gumi has spent years advocating for, as terrorists. This is a direct, undeniable shift. The narrative has changed. We are no longer talking about misguided youths or marginalized herders. The president looked the lawmakers and the nation in the eye and declared that under his new security architecture, any armed group or gun-wielding non-state actor operating outside state authority will be regarded as terrorists. He specifically listed forest-based armed groups and militias. Now, let's be real about what this means. This is a direct indictment of the Gumi doctrine. For years, we have heard Sheikh Gumi tell us that these people are not terrorists, that they are fighting for their rights, and that the government should negotiate with them, give them amnesty, and even put them in the budget. Just recently, he was on air saying the government should stop the military offensive. Well, President Tinubu has just given his answer: no mercy. The president stated clearly, "We will go after all those who perpetrate violence, along with those who finance and facilitate their evil schemes." Did you catch that? Facilitate. If you are a cleric, a politician, or a community leader providing moral support, intelligence, or public relations services for these killers, you are now in the crosshairs of the federal government. The immunity of advocacy has gone. By designating these boys as terrorists, anyone advocating for them is now advocating for terrorism under the Terrorism Prevention Act. This announcement comes just 24 hours after a shocking report detailed how these so-called bandits have devastated the food basket of the nation. The president is visibly angry. He said, "We will show no mercy." He is effectively telling the likes of Sheikh Gumi that the time of photo ops in the forest is over. The time of demanding amnesty for child killers is over. The Nigerian state is no longer interested in dialogue with people holding AK-47s. It is interested in neutralizing them. The atmosphere in Abuja is tense but electrified. Many Nigerians are saying, finally. For too long, there was a confusion in the fight. The military would bomb them, and then a prominent voice would come out and condemn the military. Now, the commander-in-chief has harmonized the language. They are terrorists, period. This gives the military full legal backing to deploy the Super Tucanos without looking back. It removes the legal gray area that allowed mediators to roam freely between government offices and bandit camps. But here's the twist. The president also mentioned foreign-linked mercenaries. This connects the dots to the allegations that have been flying around about external forces destabilizing Nigeria. By lumping the local bandits with foreign mercenaries, Tinubu is internationalizing the threat level. He is telling the world, we are under attack and we are responding with maximum force. You have to ask yourself, what happens to Sheikh Gumi now? With his boys officially labeled terrorists, will he continue his advocacy? Will he risk being labeled a terrorist financier or facilitator? Remember, the president said he is coming for the enablers. Is this a warning shot directly at the Kaduna-based cleric? The visuals coming out of the National Assembly showed a president who is done playing politics with security. He didn't mince words. He didn't smile. He presented a war budget. He is asking for 5.4 trillion naira for defense, a massive war chest to prosecute this final offensive. I really want to know your thoughts on this. Is this the bold move that will finally end banditry in the Northwest? Do you think the government will actually have the guts to go after the enablers and patrons of these bandits, even if they are high-profile clerics or politicians? Or is this just another tough speech? Drop your comments below. Let's discuss this no mercy order. And please, family, we are tracking this developing story hour by hour. If you want to see if the DSS will finally make a move on the facilitators mentioned by the president, you need to be subscribed. Smash that like button to support independent journalism. Click subscribe and turn on that notification bell. The narrative has changed and you don't want to miss what happens next.